Hi there, Joka here, and in this video I'm gonna be sharing these two cards that I've created with the Spellbinders February Small Die Kit. So you get these all these pieces in the small die kit, a panel, then these three pieces, hello and thank you. These ones are, one of them is a floral design, then a butterfly, and the third one I don't even know, I didn't cut that one. And I'm going with the Pinkrush Studio Days of Splendor collection for the papers. And here I'm die cutting this panel from this ombre kind of paper. I try to place it where I had a variation of color. You don't really see it on the panel itself. So this is like a mini slim die. Apparently there is a new it size for slim cards, which is I think 6¼ by 3¼ maybe. And for that size this panel is perfect. It's not that size, but it fits well. But you can use this die so many different ways. I've seen a live video on the Spellbinders channels. You might want to check that one out, because Josie, who designs most of the kit dies, she shows 3 ways, I think, how you can use these on your cards, on different size cards. She's showing a normal slim line, then an A2 card, and then this size that I'm now trying to do. This is my first time with it. I actually really like the size. It's a cute tiny little card, but it was strange. I'm used to bigger cards. So now I'm trying to figure out what colors and what pattern papers I want to use. Eventually, yeah, I think I just switch them up, but you will see in the end what I end up with. But at this point I'm just die cutting and trying to see what I like most. Luckily I didn't create a lot of waste. Sometimes I do that because I just don't like how the colors work together. I imagine them in a way, and then they just don't look like that in real. So I'm backing the panel with this piece of pattern paper. Well, it doesn't actually have pattern, but it's just a light pink, and I cut it a teeny tiny bit smaller than the panel itself, so I could easily glue them together. And what I wasn't expecting, or just didn't think about it, I wanted to use half of this paper, the stripe paper, because then the stripes were going in a different direction. I thought that this would be the right size, but it's actually only 3 inches, because it's half of a 6 by 6 paper, obviously. So I needed one more layer to create this 6¼ by 3¼ card base. And for that I'm just going to be using white, so that's what I'm cutting here. And then, as you see, I'm gonna have 3 layers, so the panel with the backing, and then a pattern paper, and then the white paper, so 3 different sizes. But you can really layer these up however you want to. There's just a lot of different options. So I went with a really before I say that, this is the January large die kit, and I took the leaves and flowers from this because I need flowers on everything. So I'm using this paper that has all these journaling spots on it, with a lot of solid color instead of patterns, especially on tiny die cuts like this. I prefer more solid colors because the patterns don't come through, and they are just, distracting from the shape. So I'm now going to assemble the cards. It's really just a very simple design. All I did is basically layering things up. The one thing that I wasn't paying attention to, and I didn't quite like it, is this pattern paper that I used in the background that you see with the floral pattern. So the way the pattern repeats, and when I put this panel on top of it, the left hand side and the right hand side will have completely different pattern and color. You see it now. um, I should have been more mindful, I think, when I trimmed down the 6x6 paper, so that the pattern kind of is the same on both sides. But okay, these are, the small thing, the little things, but first world problems, you could say. But yeah, it kind of bothers my eyes. So now I'm gluing down the white die cuts onto the green ombre paper. And I like, because there's two sentiments, thank and you. I mean, it's one sentiment, but one sentiment in two shapes. Again, it would bother my eye if I would put thank you and then like the floral design at the bottom or top. So I just separated them and put them on top and bottom, and then in the middle I'm adding the butterfly. And now I'm assembling these little flowers. They are all 2 layers, and the two layers I used two different papers for. It's the same kind of color but then a different shade, but you I mean, it's barely visible, especially on the pink and the yellow. And I will try to bend these flowers, or just, shape them a little bit. um, they are so small that it's really hard to do with my huge fingers. But as I don't have any tools to do this, I just have to make do with whatever I have and my fingers are available. Um, and then I added teeny tiny little foam dots to the back of the flowers because I wanted to tuck the leaves under them. And yeah, so this is what you see now that I'm trying to shape them a little bit. They kind of, I didn't quite like them just flat like they were. Yeah, so I create two clusters of flowers. I don't know, I mean, I know this design concept, the that you would have to put 3 of everything, but I don't follow rules very rarely. If this is what looks good to my eye, then this is what I'm gonna do. And now I just thought 2 is okay. I didn't need a third cluster, or I didn't feel like I needed one. You might disagree. I mean, everybody is different. And once I put this down, I will add the smallest size of enamel dots from this collection to the flowers, just for something, a different texture and just some more dimension and a little bit of pop of color here and there. And I could have been done here, but then I realized that there's these fabric bows in the collection that are super fun and pretty, and I'll added one to each card. And now I'm gonna assemble my second card, which is basically the same, just with different papers. So if you don't want to watch this part, then just fast forward or skip ahead to the end where you see the card done and some still photos if you're interested. Otherwise, really, I'm just going to be doing the same thing as before. So gluing down this shape, actually, I didn't mention in the beginning that there are these outline dies as well. You could see on the table, but I forgot to mention them. And so you can use the outline to die cut the shape itself. Otherwise, you know, if you don't use that, then you can use the inner piece, the one with the hello and the floral designs. You could put in the panel and then, kind of tape them together with washi tape or whatever you use, and then die cut the whole panel, and then this floral and sentiment design will be with the panel together, if that makes any sense. It's really hard to describe what I mean, but I really like that it's that this die set is so Josie really thought it through so that you can use it in a variety or various ways. Actually, I really like this about the Spellbinders kits, that they are always so well thought through, and yeah, you can really create multiple ways. Yeah, this month I just wanted to use pattern papers. Actually, it's what I always used to do. I didn't quite use a lot of color cardstock. Nowadays I do use them more often, but this is actually my style, creating cards with scrapbook supplies. I mean, in the end, I'm a scrapbooker at heart still, so I'm happy when I can use my scrapbook collections. Okay, so again, I'm doing the exact same thing as before, just shaping the flowers and adhering everything into place. And again, I'm going with the 2 clusters. I I hope it it doesn't bother you, but you can always add the 3rd cluster somewhere. And then final step, enamel dots, or actually I have one more thing, which is gonna be a bow. And if you notice, it's going to be a different kind of bow with the 2, I don't know how you call this, it's like a double bow. It's super fun. And if you saw the other video with the large die kit, I'm using a 3rd type of fabric bow on that one, and all of these are in this Pink Fresh collection. Okay, so the cards are done. It's a super cute size, I think. Have you guys tried this yet? I don't know if I will make a lot of cards in this size, but they are really, really cute. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.